place to be is living free in Tennessee.
Welcome to Living Free in Tennessee, where we talk about building the life you choose on your terms. Today is Friday, November 14th, 2025, and this is episode 1098 of Living Free in Tennessee. And it's a Friday show, and Tactical didn't make it on time, which is kind of a standard operating procedure for what we do these days. I'm not sure he really knows I'm at base camp right now, so it may be one of those he walked into my house and I wasn't there, and then he was like, oh yeah. So we'll see. I'm sure he'll show up because we're going to be talking today a lot about what's been going on in the homestead for the last week. We had our first freeze. We've got the farm to table dinner coming. Mama Sauce is in the house with me right now, trying to pretend like she's not on the live stream. Right, Mama Sauce? Yeah, she's nodding at me. And she's sewing our custom decorations. So we decided, since this is a fall themed event, to do some decorations. We were going to buy table runners. We found a curtain that we really liked at Goodwill, so she's turning a curtain into table runners, and I'm sure we'll wave one around at you guys. But it's all about the farm to table dinner this week. It's been a really fun experience getting ready for this first one, and I'm glad I've done a lot of events before this, so I knew better what I was getting into. Of course, tomorrow is D-Day for the farm to table dinner. We'll talk about all of that. Before we do that, I want to talk about our featured event of today's show, and it's a save the date. So December 20th, 2025 at 12 p.m. Central Time is the Living Free in Tennessee Christmas reception. We do it every year, the Saturday before Christmas. It goes from about 12 to 4, usually 12 to, people like to leave before it gets dark because they're old like I am, right? No, some people prefer to go home before dark. And I usually cook a ham or something and do some tasty treats on the side. And then if you want to contribute to the event, just bring an hors d'oeuvre or dessert or something to share. And then if you feel like it, a handmade little ornament for the tree. The only stipulation is the handmade ornament should be made out of things that are free. So source things in your yard, in your craft boxes, whatever it is. We've had some really fun and creative ideas for the Living Free in Tennessee Christmas tree. And I hope this year is no different. So we'll be doing that on December 20th, 12 o'clock. I will have the sign up out and launched next week in the Monday Mail. And it is not a for-fee event. So it is a for-free event. And it's a good time to just link up with the neighborhood. Of course, I'll also put it out to the homesteaders who come here once a month for our monthly meetup just in the area, because that's part of the group. And I know it's close to Christmas. Sometimes it's not the best to get away, but if you can, people have had a lot of fun at that event. And a lot of times we don't know if it's going to be cold or if it's going to be warm. And when it's warm, we're able to wander around the homestead and do things. When it's cold, we have a tendency to sit around the hot chocolate with, warm hands and that sort of thing. But always a good time. And it will be at the Base Camp Lodge this year, which is next door to my homestead. Not that you can't go over and see my homestead, because we'll totally do tours, but this has a little bit more open space for people to hang out in. So I think it's going to work out to accommodate the numbers a little bit better this year. I also have two sponsors to thank. First sponsor is agristaxadvice.com. I actually just saw Matthew at Jack Spirko's fall workshop, and he gave one of the best presentations I've ever seen him give. So go check that out. But also, if you're looking for somebody to work with to review your structure and go over with you how things are designed and help you figure out how to take advantage of this tax code, Matthew Sursley from agristaxadvice.com is a great person to work with on that. He also helps his customers with tax returns. Find out more at agristaxadvice.com. There's some changes coming up to how he is organizing his business that we will go over next week. Our second sponsor of today's show is Kerry Brown from Strong Roots Resources. He is the food forest whisperer here, and he is sponsoring the show for a year, which is pretty darn exciting. But Kerry can work with you to come up with a better plan for your homestead or for your, backyard permaculture plan or for your farm. Check him out, strongrootsresources.com. He can come out and give you a consult or come to some of the classes that they have there at Blueberry Hill Farm. Check him out, strongrootsresources.com. With that, I was really hoping that the next person I could talk to had a mic on, but he does not have his mic on. So he should come over here and get his mic on, because I don't understand. You can be over there off camera, but just have your mic on. So, Tactical, how are things going on the homestead today?
Scrambly.
Why are you scrambly?
Trying to get stuff that does not go quickly to go quickly.
What were you trying to get to go quickly? Do you need the paint to dry?
Paint drying is good, especially when you need to get 4 layers on.
You're going to put 4 coats of paint on that?
I had to do one on the back side and seams, and it wound up taking 3 for the top.
Okay. Did you
And
just
there
get your
might be
last
a
coat
4th.
on?
I got the last coat on a little bit ago, and then just got the rest of the edge done, like right before I came over here.
What are you painting?
Sign.
Where'd you find paint for it?
Whatever the white stuff was in the basement.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And it was Kills, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Why are you painting a sign white?
Because that's what was requested.
Why was it requested?
I don't know.
So we have a base camp sign for outside that is cut metal, and it's a dark color. And so the dark color needs a contrast when we put the sign up for Base Camp Lodge.
Okay.
That's why white was requested.
Okay.
Anyway, I was hoping I had some leftover chicken coop paint, but I did not. So we used the primer that we're using on the outside of Base Camp as we prime it and then paint it. So one of his primary objectives today is to get the sign all set up and hung. And I was originally, good morning, AJ. Wow, we haven't seen you in a live stream in a while. Hi. Anyway, I was just going to cut plywood and do it, and then the redneck did not approve.
Despise plywood.
Do you despise plywood?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so then he built a really beautiful backdrop for the sign out of, was that cedar?
It was whatever leftover scrap pieces from the siding here.
Okay, so poplar, and then he also needed to paint it white. And yesterday you were going to pine tar it, but you decided not to, right?
No, I was gonna pine tar the sign for in here, the letters, but that is cedar, and I don't think that the pine tar will absorb very well into that.
Yeah, that makes sense. It would be really cool if somebody would go down to the car and get that sign out of the back seat.
I did tar whatever was not white on the other one.
Okay, and that's just to give it extra durability.
Waterproof.
Yeah, so this is a sign that's going outside, but we have been talking about putting a sign up for the Base Camp Lodge since June. I was looking for an actual wagon wheel for the Holler Hub, right? And they were hundreds of dollars. And finally I saw that I could get a wagon wheel cut out of metal. Do you get to call me on that one?
No.
It's not a wagon wheel, it's a ship's captain wheel, but I was like, it's a wheel, it's fine. It has like spokes, so it's the same. And it was a really good deal, and it's cut out of metal, and metal lasts a long time. So I grabbed it while I could, and that will be up in time for the farm to table dinner. So how has it been getting ready for the farm to table dinner for you?
I mean, I'm not doing much in that regard for the actual dinner. I'm doing other stuff.
Yeah. Well, like this took Mom 6 hours to figure out, I'm pretty sure. See that? It's the general store sign that we've made to go inside Base Camp, and ultimately we're gonna stain the letters a darker color and then seal the rest. This is made out of cedar. AJ, I'm pretty sure this is some of the cedar I got for my closet. No, this is other cedar that I was not aware existed. But I had fun because I walk outside and the sign is not done and the router is sitting there looking semi-abandoned while you ran off and did something else. So I took a picture of it incomplete and put it online and said, guess what it says? And the first person to get it, I can't remember who it was, but just like out of the chute knows it says general store. It was Sean Mills. And then other people started making up funny names like Feral Store. Jenny was like, I want it to say Feral Store. So we had fun with that. But we are, we've had this little area inside the lodge where things are for sale without a sign making it clear that it's for sale. So now there's a sign that we're somehow going to hang and then have a little bit more purpose over it. I'm like looking at the area. Like we have a cream and sugar handmade pottery thing for sale. We've got these scrunchies that Eric Myers' mom makes. We've got dried herbs that were grown here. We've got, some of my books for sale. And even this is really cool. The cheese class laminated thing that has the recipes so you can get it wet. And I'll have coffee, of course, in there. And I have formerly had the lamb for sale, but we are sold out of lamb. So unless we want to sell lamb futures, we don't have lamb for sale tomorrow. Is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But that's our first step in getting towards the buying club for the grocery here, where we link people with producers. And at the farm to table dinner, we will have one of our biggest advocates who's helped with the farm to table dinner is Hofgrid Meat Company. So I think Adam's going to be here for the dinner, but we want to be able to handle pre-orders from them and be a pickup point as part of our network hub that we're putting together here in the buying club. So hopefully they'll have some things for people to buy tomorrow. We will see. And then I was talking with some of the local guys at the farmers market about setting up pre-orders for their stuff. And the only challenge is at this time of year is not when they're producing. So I need to circle back and see, because one of them freeze dries his stuff. Like, should we put some of his freeze dried stuff into the system? I found one system, thanks to Josh, who does a buying club out of Chattanooga, that we can use for free, but we have to be a nonprofit.
Okay.
We are not a nonprofit at this time. And I do not love running nonprofits. So we will see. We will see how that all comes together. So from my perspective, getting ready to the farm to table dinner has just meant a lot of pre-cooking. Yeah, Hoff's chicken was fantastic at SRF. Yeah, absolutely. Their chicken is one that we're serving our lamb chops as an appetizer. So each person gets one lamb chop because I didn't have enough to give everybody 3, which would be an entree. And so then that's on the app platter. And then we have a butternut squash soup bisque that I made that is completely dairy-free at this time, but with the capacity to add dairy to it if people want that. But I wanted to make sure our dairy-free, we usually have somebody dairy-free, could have the soup. And that's made with locally sourced turmeric from Rick, who will have probably a farm name by next time. But he's provided a bunch of stuff for this dinner. But he has figured out how to overwinter turmeric in Tennessee. He has given me plants to plant here that we can overwinter. And then, man, the difference in flavor of the fresh turmeric root is amazing. So that went in there. I put some ginger in there. We were going to put spice berries in there from the spiceberry bush, but they were just past peak is probably the best way to say that, right?
Well, no, they're gone.
Gone. So, so that's one, and then garlic that we grew here, of course, and onions. So that's one part of the salad and soup. And then the salad greens were sourced by Clean Jeans, which is out near the Hofgrid Meat Company. And so the Hofs are picking up the greens for this, but we are also wild foraging watercress, which I didn't want to promise the watercress, but we totally have enough watercress. So we're doing that today. And those will be mixed into a salad, homemade salad dressing. It's not farm sourced vinegar. Like I got a nice raspberry Italian high-end vinegar for that. But anyway, and we also did not source the avocado oil. But we will make the mayonnaise.
Okay.
We've got some special deviled eggs from our duck eggs. And then, we have chicken leg quarters, a root vegetable puree from stuff that was grown here. And then dessert is peach crisp. And the peaches came from my friend who runs the herbal store in Sparta and Sherry Stickler.
I'm going to Cookville. I kind of want to go by there.
Okay. Are you going to go to Synergy Herbal Works?
Might.
Yeah. So she had a bunch of peaches this year, and I'm like, hey, give me the peaches. And I processed them and I froze them. And then when Brett was asking about dessert, I was like, well, we can get milk and cream. So he's making homemade ice cream with that. But then also a peach crisp, and we hand rolled the oats. And we did actually at the last minute, I added some locally made sourdough bread for the bread faces, but mostly. Oh, and you're getting me some cream today to make butter with because I just ran out of homemade butter.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all come together really well.
The deviled eggs.
What about the deviled eggs?
Are they going to have that jam?
The bacon jam from Curie?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The bacon jam from Thunder Hill Farm will be on the charcuterie platter. And I have chutney from our friend who makes biltong.
I just heard that there might be bacon jam with the deviled eggs.
Did you hear there might be bacon? Is that a request from a redneck?
I don't know. I thought I heard you say that you were using it for the deviled eggs.
Is that the closest you'll get to make a direct ask?
When you've made that before, that was legit.
Legit? That's redneck for really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So basically,
it's worth the ticket price just for that.
Yeah, well, basically, I have been pre-cooking everything we can pre-cook. Chef arrives tomorrow. He's been pre-doing pre-pressing, I don't know, preparing his side. We divided up things. And then starting by noon tomorrow, it's all hands on deck at base camp, getting ready for folks. And at 4:30, Carrie's doing a wild edible walk. Now, I've already foraged the wild edible things, except for the one thing he foraged for me from his property. We're going to have pine needle infused sorbet, I believe.
Pine needles here.
I know, but I wanted a specific kind of pine needle, and I didn't want to go traipsing through the woods looking to double check what kind of pine needles I have. But while Carrie's here, we're going to verify that the pine tree is which one it is, if it's yellow pine or white pine.
I haven't looked that close.
Yeah, I haven't either. And yesterday was not the day to do that when he literally can go. We only needed a handful of those for the sorbet.
Yeah.
So, and then I think it'll be worked into an aioli for the lamb. So it's really just an excuse to eat really good food that all of our friends throw down on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then other people get to participate in that. So next year, I think we'll be doing these quarterly. Schedule TBD.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I'm putting my schedule out before December, which means if anybody wants me to speak at an event next year, they'd better ask me before that schedule goes out, because I am scheduling my things. And then if one of my things is scheduled, I'm going to say no to your request. That's my plan. I'm sticking to it. Do you believe me?
No, but I would appreciate if you did.
Yeah. And I'm going to double check where Easter is in relationship to my spring workshop.
You should do that.
Yeah. That's always a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because SRF is butting up against some stuff next year.
Yeah. It has been.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what getting ready is like. Like his primary job has been We had a repair in here on the dishwasher, which we know we're going to need. The sign, which turned into 2 signs because he got a wild hair about the second sign, which we love the second sign.
Well, that one, I already had that board prepped from playing around with tools. That's the board that I used to figure it out. And then the stencil was the most difficult part of that.
Ask Mom how that went.
No.
Smoothly.
But very slowly.
But very slowly. I just heard her going 3 and 4/3 or whatever. 4/3 isn't a thing, but she'd say like 3 3/4. No, 3 1/2, 3 1/8. Like she was trying to figure out the exact spacing between the letters to plan out how it would fall on the sign. And there was measuring, and there was division, and then there was printing. And then she cut out each individual letter. So he would have a stencil that he could use to write whatever guidelines he wanted. That worked really well, except for the one bad word I heard.
Yeah, I came down on the wrong side of the line.
Yeah, it's actually the first letter has an extra little art decoration. That's a good way to say it. I'm not going to stain your decoration. I mean, I can if you want me to. Okay. We could cut your finger and blood stain it.
I'm surprised there's no blood in that already.
But it's actually fun to see these things come together, like the last part of it, rather, because this has been such an esoteric project since we started, you know. Yeah. Do you even know what we're doing?
Not really.
Okay.
It's not my job to know what we're doing.
It isn't?
No.
Don't you think you'd have good ideas if you knew what we were doing?
I have plenty of good ideas, like that one.
And when he says he doesn't know what we're doing, he is involved in discussing how the Holler Hub is developing, but he doesn't listen to the shows where I tell you all about it, which is where we really get the innovations going on the project, right?
I have a hard enough time keeping track of basic stuff, much less everything else. So,
hey, Pack Rat has my back. 2026 Easter is 4/5, and Orthodox Easter is 4/12.
I didn't realize Orthodox was different.
It is different every year.
I mean, it's not surprising.
Yeah.
But
ours is not to wonder why. Okay, so with that, we had our first freeze and snow in the holler on Monday, causing Mom and me not to go to choir. The problem was it was Mom and I. I hit a grammatical wall when I said the word me. Anyway, so what did that do for you?
a lot of last minute scrambling for that kind of a freeze.
Yep.
Which I drug hoses to the nearest available hill and left them there. So I've got at least 4 places that I need to go to collect hoses and actually put them away.
So we have hoses all over the place?
Actually 5.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 5 different places where there are hoses that I just drug it up a hill and let gravity drain it and called it good for the night. And then there was a number of places that, I mean, fortunately, it's very easy to close a couple of valves, open a valve, and hook an air hose up and just blow everything else out. So that part was easy but mildly time consuming.
But we still have water outside my prepper pantry door or outside my mudroom door.
Yes. And
so I can water my rose, which looks really sad right now.
Yeah, and that's another one that I was looking at earlier today. And almost started working on that and was like, no, I'm not. it's not going to freeze again. That one, if we get a prolonged hard freeze, will freeze up, and I need to deal with that.
But if we put one of those foamy things on it, it probably won't.
It wouldn't, but what I need to do is just trim up a board, which I now have the capability of doing and easily doing, and just get it tacked up there and get that thing mounted the correct way.
So something I noticed about the freeze that we need to add to the check-it list is, did the chicken door open on the coop at base camp?
Oh, I forgot I need to replace the batteries in that thing.
Yeah. So I had some grumpy chickens today.
I did check that door, and it was mostly open.
Yep.
Today, and so
they were not stuck in there, but they didn't really want to go through the opening. And so I brought it all the way up, and they came out, and then I fed them, and they were happy. I think they have been in and out, but they were standing around going like chickens do when they're grumpy.
Yeah.
So they were sensitive about their door, and I'm not sure it's closing at night.
Well, I came over the other day and it was closed and not open at all.
Yeah. So what I know, so are those like normal batteries? Like, how does that work?
It's supposed to be 2 AA's, but I need a Phillips head to open it up.
Okay. Because the one at my coop too is
probably doing the same
doing the same thing.
I don't care about that one right now.
So, well, if there's batteries in it, we should take them out so they don't battery it up. You know, that's my thought there. So that's just something we should definitely check on, because I know when it gets icy from having overwintered chickens before, it'll try to open, run into the ice is holding it closed, and then everybody's stuck inside.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, they were very happy to get that and the leftover salad from Monday's dinner.
Okay.
This was also the week of interruptions.
Apparently.
So, I'd be like, all right, back to work. And then I'd get a text. And it'd be like, hey, we're looking at this property 5 minutes from your house. And I'm like, well, that's a friend. I'm going to go see a friend. Leading to a friend dinner on Monday night.
Yeah.
So that was fun. But a lot of things like that have been happening. And, things like that happen in the holler a lot anyway. So is what it is, right?
No.
Yeah. So anyway. So that was all for getting ready. What about animal waters? Did that all go the way it needed to go?
Yeah, I mean, that freeze was not. I mean, we had warm going into it and, above freezing temperatures during the day. So I didn't even see ice on like the sheep water.
Yeah.
So that part of it was fine. It was just one of the things that I really wanted to get done. I actually dropped the rabbit water off of the tractor completely and got the other rabbit water plugged in and topped up. And I yanked the nesting boxes out of there so that they could not push them up against the nipples and drain the entire system.
That's good.
Which happened like the day before.
Speaking of that, I'm pretty sure we're taking care of rabbits and a dog right now. Next door.
Oh.
You tracking on that?
Okay.
Yeah. If we could, all three of us, remember to remind each other and set some alarms.
Yeah.
Because we were not asked to, but I'm assuming that dogs need food and rabbits need food and everybody needs water and somebody needs to be let in and out.
Yeah, I'm assuming the dog is out.
Yeah, we should. I'm sure she's out this morning. But yeah. Tomorrow is the day we would forget because tomorrow is the day of the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time does that thing start?
4:30 for the wild edible walk, 5:30 for dinner. I will be over here all day. Getting ready.
That's about the time I'll start wrapping up animals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So you're not going on the wild edible walk?
I might.
Okay.
Depends on if I'm done with animals or not.
Okay. It was really good the last one, I thought.
Yeah.
So Packrat says, funny how many ways the animals can subvert automatic systems and fence lines. How has your fence been working
Yeah.
lately?
Aside from the blown fuse, it's working. I need to actually finish some of that.
Do you need to get another fuse since you used the fuse?
No, it's one of the things that I like about Cyclops is it comes with a fuse in there and it comes with 2 spares. So the longest part of fixing that problem was going all the way down to the cabin to get the spare fuse.
So it comes with 2 fuses per fuse because it has 2 different fuses on it.
Yeah, they're different. The fuses are different amperage, so it comes with a total of 6 fuses. 1 of each in there and 2 spares for each.
So shouldn't we get another spare just in case one fuse doesn't work when you need the fuse next time?
I mean, we should replace it.
2 is 1, 1 is none, 3 is for me.
I'm not in that big of a hurry on that yet.
I feel like it should go on the list.
Okay, which list?
All of them. All of the lists. Why do you laugh?
There's too many lists.
There's really only one list that I have for reordering things.
Okay.
It's in the app you don't like to use.
Yeah, and there's a reason I don't like to use that app.
There's only one list in there you need to know about.
The problem is the reason I don't like that app is I can't find that list.
I could teach you how if you want to learn.
I'm about to play around with that.
There's a strange sort of singing. That's a truck, Red. We just heard something driving by that sounds a lot like a 4-wheeler. And this requires us to be nosy. And Redneck's to go outside and mean mug people driving by who he doesn't know. Correct? Is what it is. Okay, so other than that, this week, from my perspective on the homestead, has gone pretty well. It's great having Mom in town. And Squeaks is starting to play with Chestnut a lot more. Right?
Squeaks had her first escape attempt today.
Squeaks got out of the house today. And then she squeaked because she had the door closed on her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, she did something else this week too.
What'd she do?
Trying to remember.
Well, she disappeared.
Hiding a spot on Tuesday was pretty legit.
Yeah. So Tuesday, he's trying to get the cat to show to our friend's daughter who wanted to see the kitten. I'm on my show, and I had seen her poking around Mama Sauce's bed, which is in my studio. And he walks in 2 times during the show, and I text him like, "Hey, hand me Squeaks so I can show everybody on the show what she looks like." Because she, like, the last time she was on the Tuesday show, I wasn't 100% sure she was going to live. Like, she was day 1 of we've been feeding her with a syringe, right? So now it's clear that the starvation isn't what's going to kill her, and she is definitely not starved. She has a big round kitten pot belly right now. So he was looking for another reason, and he looked through like 2 or 3 times, and the next time he walked in, they'd left. And he knew I wanted the kitten, and I went on mute. And I'm like, I saw her playing over at Mom's bed right before I started the show.
Which I had already looked there.
Yeah, but you hadn't looked well enough.
Apparently not.
So she had burrowed. She makes herself little blanket caves because when we were keeping her warm in the heated cat bed that she grew up in as her mom, we always had a towel over it, and she'd like burrow in and go to sleep in the dark towel cave. And so she's like super into burrowing under things when she's sleepy. And then once she's asleep, if you say her name, she cares not that you are calling her. She'll even look at you like, yeah, I'm not getting up.
Yeah.
So she's a cat.
Yeah, and last night was like full kitten all over the house, up, down, like full on parkour. Stopped on the couch, and like 10 seconds later was catnap.
Yeah. She almost caused a dog fight though last night
It's not
because
surprising.
Cece started playing with her. Cece, who's in the backyard right now, by the way.
I figured.
But Cece started playing with her because she was batting around this like rubber thing that goes on the bottom of a chair leg to keep her from scratching the floor. One came off. She's batting it around. Cece's like, I've got this. Starts throwing it around for the kitten, and the kitten's like, this is great. And then they're sort of playing back and forth. And then Chestnut's like, don't mess with my kitten. Because, because Chestnut's a little overprotective. And then Cece had to back down. But it was sad because it was like, finally, Cece's playing with the kitten.
Yeah, apparently Chestnut taught the lesson of we don't kill kittens very, very seriously.
But then Chestnut was chasing the kitten around, and the kitten was chasing Chestnut this morning.
Yeah.
So she can play with her, but Cece has to be extra careful. So, Mom, would you be willing to make this coffee cup have coffee in it, please? Thank you. Without tripping over your trip hazard over there. Yeah. Oh, can you show us the one you have that's done? Can you hand that to me? Okay, so this is, back just to be totally ADHD. That one's done there, I think. What do you?
Speaking of Cece.
That's okay. They'll get the idea. So this was a set of curtains, and if you look at it, it's got some wavy different colors. You can't tell as well on the video, but it's oranges and browny red and a little and so it's becoming table runners for the fall event. And I think I can double this for the Christmas event. So I was super excited about that because I don't like to store a lot of decorations. Tracy Eversole will be happy when she comes to help me.
Sure.
Comes to help me set up for Christmas. Make this coffee even better.
If I stir it with a spoon.
If you stir it with a spoon here. That's from Mom used to work for me in an office, and I always wanted my coffee with cream, and I'd say, could you stir it with a spoon? I don't know why I said that. I was like meaning stir the cream in, because otherwise you end up with a creamer blob in your coffee, and it's not it's not like. And so one time, it wasn't Mom, my assistant's like, what do you think I'm going to stir it with? A fork? A knife? My pinky? Like, of course I will stir it with a spoon, but why do you say that? And I was just like, A, I was proud of her for pushing back on me for that, because she didn't like to push back on me for things, but also B, it was hilarious. It was one of her funniest moments. Speaking of which, I have a pumpkin roll coming from her. She runs a daycare now, and she does pumpkin rolls before Thanksgiving, and I forgot to mention I have the annual pumpkin roll, which has both dairy and wheat in it. Okay. For anybody for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is going to be, by the way, if you're hearing this and you're in our network and you want to come to Thanksgiving, you just need to bring a side and you need to let me know. It's Thanksgiving Day, 2 p.m. here at the Base Camp Lodge. And we've got so far about 12 people coming. So I've got the turkey is sourced from Don Gorham of Gorham Farms. And then I don't know where the ham is sourced from. That's not my job. And we've got all sorts of people doing different things. So like we've covered all the basics, like the mashed potato dressing, cranberry sauce, turkey, ham, pumpkin pie, green bean casserole. That's all handled. So then it's just like anybody can bring something to add and show up. It's a fun time. Are you excited about Thanksgiving?
I don't even know when Thanksgiving is.
In 2 weeks.
Okay.
So you're not excited about it?
I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying like that is not anywhere in my thought process right now.
Yeah. I don't know. This has actually been a pretty easy week on the homestead for me. How about you?
It hasn't been difficult. It's just I don't have time to think about much other than the task at hand.
Yeah. Is that ever not the case, though?
I mean, this is a little more so than normal.
Is it because of the dinner?
It's because I've got a laundry list of stuff that has to get done. And This is the longest I have not moved today.
Does it feel good?
Mm,
Mm.
mm.
No? Your back doesn't like sitting still, or you feel pressure to get stuff done?
Oh, my back is like not full flare up, but it's flared up.
Oh, that's not good. If
And
only there was a massage therapist in the holler you could pay to give you a massage.
well, there's not.
Yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like my brain is half here and half with, as soon as we're done, here's the list of things that I need so that I can get out the door to go to Cookville.
Yeah.
And that needs to happen quickly because
Animals. Yeah. The other thing that happened this week is my UPS packages didn't get dropped off because I dropped them off on my way to choir, and then choir got canceled. And then I didn't really realize there were UPS packages until yesterday at the end of the day when I was like, holy cow, I see UPS packages. And then my alternative was to cancel all those labels and USPS them, but UPS will get them to the people faster. So he's dropping them off at UPS today. And that is what it is. She just wants in.
No, she also saw the bad bird that I just saw.
Okay. My dog is yelling at a bad bird. So I think for me, this week is one of my favorite weeks that happens on the homestead. It's not the favorite week, but I really look forward to this every year. And it's that the fire started and we had a fire every day, and it's cozy by the stove. And it's really fun for me to watch the animals' reaction to the stove, like Squeaks, who is maybe 6 weeks old now. Yeah, 6 weeks old. She has channeled her inner cat and embraced her role in this world as being near the stove absorbing the heat. Would that be a good explanation?
Yeah.
So, and then Chestnut, who has
Or-
super short hair, like sleeps, belly facing the stove at night.
Yeah, she's also taken up the role of occupying the dog bed next to the stove.
Yeah. She also will put her tiny little body in the center of the dog bed and causing no dog to be able to be in the bed they want to be in, which then causes dog discussions about the other bed near the stove.
Or the big one just staring at you like, Dad, there's a cat on my bed. Can you make it move? And literally, I got that picture earlier this week.
Yeah. Well, and then one time I found her asleep next to the bed with her head on the bed. Like the minute that cat moves, I'm just going to boop, and then I'll be on the thing. Last night, though, Chestnut was on the bed and Squeaks was head on Chestnut's foot on the bed next to the stove. So I think they're going to work it out.
Yeah.
But, like that time of year for me is fun. It's like the cycle of wood. We do need to move more truckloads of wood this weekend.
Yeah, I got to get more in my house.
Yeah, we're going to have to, we can't use the truck though because it's gone. So I might need some help with the trailer.
Yeah.
We can hook up the trailer to my Subaru and just do it that way.
I mean, we can do it on a four-wheeler.
Or we could do it on the tiny trailer or the
But
big trailer.
also-
Yeah. So anyway, it's all about getting that ready. I've got another I need to build a firewood frame for my next, because I'm setting up 4 areas where I store firewood under Taj Mahaler. And that way I can cycle through them, because the longer they're under Taj Mahaler, the drier the wood is, and that's good for my stove. So yeah, but I think we'll probably be all the way through the first storage area in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I might have slightly overdid it Tuesday night.
What do you mean? Oh,
I-
did you overheat your house? Oh, that's also a really fun part at this time of year on the homestead, is when you overheat your house because you overdo it with the firewood, because you're like, I'm cold, more wood, I'm cold. I'm just going to pack. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Is that what you did? I'm going to
Not
open a
quite.
window now.
I
It's
had
20 out, but I will open the window.
I had 5 logs left over from last year that have been sitting on my floor next to the wood stove, and I was like, I'm just gonna save those for the first freeze. And then Monday night, I was like, okay, it's getting cold, but it's not getting that cold that early. So I saved them till Tuesday, and I'm like, okay, it's only supposed to get up to like 36 today. So like shortly after the sun went down, I threw the first two of those on, and very quickly was like, okay, how can I eat this out in coals long enough for me to throw wood on before I go to bed and call it good without having to actually restart a fire?
Yeah.
Because it got warm. It did not get that cold outside
We did that
quickly.
Yeah, no, we did that at my house too on the day where we thought it was going to get cold. And we're like, we're in. And then I was like, oh, what have we done? And then I have a soapstone stove that's like thermal mass that just keeps radiating it at you. And I was like, okay, we're letting the fire go out now. And then it was cold in the morning because it went out. It thermal massed itself. It let go of all of that. And then mom was in there trying to get the fire started without the blowtorch.
Yeah,
Which we successfully did, but it is a lot easier on when you first wake up to not have to think about being responsible with your airflow and your kindling or how the paper is, and you just take the blowtorch and go.
Yeah,
that works great.
I also had the internal conversation this morning because it's supposed to get up to like 70 today of whether or not to throw wood on the coals left in the stove this morning because I need paint to dry. And then I finally conceded to enough kindling to get the fan on top of the stove going and called that good.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure my fire's out by this point at my house too.
Oh, mine.
So anyway, that's what's up at the homestead. I'm not sure I have anything else to talk about. It's all about the farm to table dinner. And then next week, we're going into, I need to double check with Sherry if she wants to still do the herbalism class on December 6th. And that one, we might do that one without lunch at a lower ticket price and see if that makes people want to come out. Don't know. But I need to double check with her because we like talked about it, but didn't really talk about what the title and what it was covering was going to be. And I want to make sure we have enough marketing in advance for people to come. But she's a really good teacher. Plus, if you need product locally, like she grows a lot of the herbs she's selling at Synergy Herbal Works too. And they have 2 locations. They make fantastic teas. In fact, we're serving an iced tea tomorrow that's based on one of her herbal teas. It makes really good iced tea. So what's that look on your mouth?
Oh.
Okay. He's going like this. We thinking about something? No. So, and then after that, it's the December 20th reception. And then we're into the 2026 schedule, which at this point, so here's a cool thing that's happened that you may not realize is happening. You know how we started offering base camp to people in the network as a place where a person can run an event?
Yeah.
So Combat Midwife is doing an event March 7th here, a day-long training.
Yeah.
And she was the first person to book. And I don't know how her ticket sales have done, but I've had people contacting me about where to stay when they come to that class already. So that's a good sign, right? Well, then somebody else reached out to me who's been talking to Sunny Puzikas about a women's self-defense class, which I want to take. And I don't know if they'll do it here or not, but they've already got so much interest about doing it here. They're like, can we do it there? And I'm like, well, let's talk next week. I absolutely would love to have Sunny out to do a class, but then if he's going to be out anyway, can he do 2 classes? And do like the women's one and then do escapology or something. So multiple people have been working with us to do classes here, and that's exactly what we want this to be. So that's coming together. So we have to figure out what our schedule is for 2026 further in advance than I have been. And I'm sure like my friend Margot will be really happy when we do that. So yeah. Anyway, Debbie in Texas says, I would love to be there. However, still in Texas and trying to sell my place. Yeah, no worries. I plan to do 4 farm to table dinners next year. Assuming this one really does go well, which I think it will based on what's come together at this point. I have to talk to chefs about it, who's going to be the guest chef for which one. And then there's another private group who wants to do farm to table dinners that are it's more like a private party that's being catered. So it's specific people with some private collection tastings associated with that they bring with them. So we're just we have access to a lot of great talented people in the food realm as well as trainers, and it's just neat to see those things coming together. Yeah. So anything else you've got from the homestead?
Baby ducks did find the pond.
The baby ducks found the pond. He got it on film. You will see that film Sunday.
Yep. And then last night was the first experience of I had to put the kayak in the water to get them out of the pond. So
all ducks go to bed training happens with a kayak. And you wanted to sell that kayak.
I still might.
Okay.
I'm not sure yet, but there's always going to be a kayak here because of that. So much easier getting ducks out of a pond with a kayak.
I think you should make a little kayak house down there so it doesn't get rained on.
Something needs to happen, but I need to finish a bunch of things down there.
You have unfinished projects?
That is definitely not happening until next year.
All right. Yeah, so the baby ducks made it. We stole them from their mother because she was not taking care of them the way she needed to. 4 were born, 2 died.
She was taking care of them, but I wasn't taking the chances again with these.
Yeah. So he raised them himself, and they appear to be hanging out with their mother again. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she knows who they are. And now she can take care of them as adolescent ducks. Is one a boy and one a girl?
Don't know.
I know one's a girl. I can see that one's a girl, and the other one, I'm looking at it sideways going, are you getting a curl in that tail?
Which one?
The black one.
Okay.
Which one do you think is male?
I haven't looked that closely at them.
Yeah, it's not for sure. That one could still be a girl, but it might be a boy.
I've just been watching them to make sure, like, are you dead yet? Are you getting beat up by anybody?
Nobody's beating them up.
No.
So now we know who the good Muscovy mom is.
Yeah.
So now we just encourage her to go nest some more.
Which, I mean, the other 3, I'll be curious to see what they do with eggs.
Yeah.
If they go broody, I might. I mean, not now, but in the future, if they go broody, I might let them.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Oh.
Are you going to build a little building around them? Because you can't move a broody duck without messing up the broodiness.
Probably not, because they always have a habit of putting a nest somewhere where you can't do that.
Oh, you mean like under the rock?
That was one of the best ones.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, where's that duck coming from? And he finally finds she's like tunneled all the way under this rock in a little duck cave.
It's 3 rocks stacked on each other, and she had, like, there's a whole maze to get in there.
Yeah. She was like, this is my spot. Nobody can mess with me in this spot.
Yeah.
She was not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. If you like the show and want to support the work we're doing here, get your coffee at hollerroast.com. Also, consider becoming a member. Head over to livingfreeintennessee.com to find out more. There's some surprises about to happen with livingfreeintennessee.com, but we will save that for next week. And yes, you can hear Mama Sauce sewing. I told her not to worry about that because you guys would understand. We've got a $5 curtain to make into 4 table runners, which is actually a super good deal, I think. Yeah. Time, thread, and $5 gets us some table runners. Plus, we got 20% off, so it was less than $5.
Yeah.
Make it a great week.